Assalamualaikum, greeting to Dr. Wan Bayani and friends. In this video, I will explain about ecosystem services in Biowalk University, Malaysia, Terengganu. The Earth is home to millions of species. Every organism depends on one or another organism for energy, survival, and other life processes. Before we go further on ecosystem services, we must know what is ecosystem. This dependence of organisms on one another and their surrounding is an interacting system called ecosystem. The interaction among different components of ecosystem are fundamental to a well-defined environment. As part of ecosystem, humans derive a lot of benefit from biotic and abiotic components. These benefits are collectively termed as an ecosystem services. Life and biodiversity on Earth depend on these services, and these must be protected and sustainably managed. Then from that, the definition of ecosystem services is a wide range of conditions and processes through which natural ecosystem and the species that are part of them help to sustain and fulfill human life. There are four types of ecosystem services. The first one is regulating, the second one is supporting, the third one is cultural, and lastly is provisioning. Having understood on ecosystem services, we must now know about ecosystem services and what their benefits are. The value of nature to people has long been recognized, but in recent years, the concept of ecosystem services has been developed to describe this type of benefits. Although you can put the value on all the way to the natural world enrich our lives, there are many tangible benefits to living in a world with strong and healthy ecosystem. Ecosystem services are multitude of benefits, and ecosystem services is any positive benefit that wildlife or ecosystem provide to people. Ecosystem services can benefit people in many ways, such as directly or indirectly, and small or in a large scale. This help to maintain the condition of life on Earth. Ecosystem services make human life possible by providing nutritious food and clean water, building materials, regulating disease and climate, supporting the pollination of crops and soil formation, and providing recreational, cultural, and spiritual benefit to society. According to my deep understanding of ecosystem services, provisioning services are one of the ecosystem services I observe in Biowalk UMT. Although Biowalk UMT provide all of ecosystem services, but I will focus on provisioning services as these are the most beneficial services I observe in Biowalk UMT. A provisioning services is any type of benefit to people that can be extracted from nature. When people are asked to identify a services provided by nature, most of us think of food. Along with food, there are other types of provisioning services that include raw materials, fresh water or drinking water, and medicinal resources. As I observe in Biowalk UMT, provisioning services can be divided into two categories, which is plants and animal, and from that I can classify them into what type of provisioning services are they. We go to plants first. There are five plants I can observe in Biowalk UMT. The first one is Rhizophora apiculata. Rhizophora apiculata is under raw material services, which is the timber is used for firewood and construction for buildings. The second one is Centella asiatica, which is known as pegaga. Pegaga is under medicinal resources which treat wounds such as burn or cuts. The third one is Nipah fruticans. Nipah fruticans cover under type of provisioning services food and raw materials. For food, Nipah provide edible young seed and can use to make vinegar. And for raw material, Nipah manufacturing material such as roof thatching. The fourth one is jambu air. Jambu air, we know that jambu air is rich in vitamin that can boost human health. Thus, it is under food type of provisioning services. The fifth one is pokok jejarum, or scientifically we known as Isophora socinia. It is under medicinal resources. The leaf are used externally to treat sores and ulcer. And last but not least is pokok kelapa, or scientific name is Cocos munifera. It is under all types of provisioning services, which is food, raw materials, and medicinal. For food, coconut provide coconut water, and for raw material, the core can be used to create fire, and for medicinal resources, as for our culture, drinking coconut water can help to reduce fever.
It could be the Rhizopora apiculata. Yes, right? Apiculata. Okay? Nah, yan. Dia makan. Buah ni. Dan juga ni pun boleh buat suka. Dipanggil suka.
Next, we proceed to animal categories. The first one is ikan belaca. In some culture, ikan belaca is used as daily food, so it is under food type of provisioning services. The second one is siput sedut. It is also under food type of provisioning services. And the third one is Cassidula auris fellis, which is cat ear helmet snail, which is under food type of provisioning services, which is food sources for some certain cultures, and it is also under raw material type of provisioning services because it can be used as cultural artifact or jewelry. Is crab. Crab it is also under food type of provisioning services. And last but not least is Funnus ether, or we also known as siput belitung. Siput belitung is it is also under food type of provisioning services. These are the video that I record on our field trip in Biowalk Umt.
Ambil lah. Gambar. Tak, ambil je. Satu lagi apa? Tengok ke atas pula. Tengok Fahmi dah cakap. Sebab dari cerita dia sambil lagi. Turut sawah yang tahu yang ni Tetapi kalau siput sedut, apa dia bagi? Kita makan kan?
As for conclusion, our challenge for the future is that we have to realize we are very much a part of the Earth ecosystem, and we must learn to respect and live accordingly to the basic biological laws of nature. By understanding the links between natural and social systems, ecosystem services research aims at developing more sustainably managed ecosystem. That's all from me. Thank you.